Yo, 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 yo. Bless up, bless up. Daniel, I hear me? Yeah, mute.
Check 1 2 1 2. Yeah, hear
Yeah,
me?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
me
me I
I
hear
hear.
clear, clear.
Yeah, man. People, bless up on yourself in the thanks for passing through again. You don't know it is the Nick and Dan podcast. Yeah. I would there out here again without fear doing this again, Good day to everybody. Whenever you guys watching this back on the replay, good day to everybody. Bless up to all of the viewers in JA and the diaspora as well. There to bring you guys a good show as usual. Yeah, but you don't know people. Look more from now. It is the big bad game at Sabina Park. Yeah, Moby will play Mount Pleasant, the North Coast Derby, and you will say last year's semi-final matchup again, the Junglists versus Rudolph Speed versus Busy Atkins versus Cavalier Football Club. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
is local football again in the year in Jamaica. It is the second leg, as you don't know, 1-1 in the Cavalier game at Arnett and Moby. Yeah, one love deficit to get over the line with Mount Pleasant. Will Paul Teagat Davis get the better of his? I don't know, but another former player again, Teagat and Tapa Whitmore and Xavier Gilbert versus Rudolph Speed. So the matchup is bright. At Sabina Park. Look from now, as you know, we're going to, end the show. Look a bit after 6, to get that coverage and, just to enjoy the Sunday and watch some JPL games. But people, remember we're streaming on both platforms, the Carter Media House and Daniel Football Shows. Yeah, the French League have come to an end. Mason Greenwood gave a 18-minute press conference. That was the first time this season Mason Greenwood giving the French press, some information. And big up to that French press that asked Mason Greenwood about the Reggae Boy national team, what is happening with the process. He gave his takes on that as well. And also, unforgettable player that's somewhere in Europe expect to be on the show later today. Yes, Michael Seaton, the boy, not the boy anymore, but the 29-year-old expect to feature on the show in minutes to come. Yeah, he's playing in Germany, so you'll hear what's to come. What happened with Michael Seaton, a man that played in what 4 different countries? They talk about Israel. When you talk about Germany, the USL, you understand? And also, when he got called up to play for the Reggae Boys at the Gold Cup, he was in Sweden. So hopefully he's still in line, to come on the show minutes from now. But as usual, people, guess what? I want to just take 5 minutes and, we're not going to get a full, sets of stuff that we usually get in when we talk about European football, where we talk about, the Premier League. But we just want to just say this before we go into straight into the Reggae Boy segment. The big game over there just happened. Just happened. I was watching the Golasso game on CBS and Paramount. Yeah, I couldn't believe Inter Milan is leading 2-1 at home in the San Siro. Pedro Rodriguez with a late penalty kick. Yeah, to crawl back that standing. So Napoli drop points away to Parma. So 2-1 drop points. Big things happening over there coming up next week in the final day in the Italian Serie A. The race for the Scudetto is still on, and also the race for Champions League is still on. What a comeback again from Claudio Ranieri. Such a fantastic job he's doing, as they call him right now, the King of Rome. That man is doing such a fantastic job, man. But Juve got 2 late goals in the last 30 minutes of that game versus Udinese. To one, they won that game 2-0. AC Milan got blank at the Stadio Olimpico with 10 man. Santi Jimenez, the Mexican, Elbo Mancini got a red card in the first half. They lost that one 3-1. So, it's all up for grab in the last day of match day 38 in this in Italian Serie A, the Bundesliga. We saw even over there, Freiburg lost at home versus Frankfurt. Dortmund picked Freiburg pocket at the final day. Daniel, you remember what happened last season when Dortmund gave away that Bundesliga title to Bayern Munich? Was it last season?
They when
Not last
Dortmund,
season. The
no, the
season
season
before. Yeah, the
season
season
before.
before.
Yeah,
Such
Dortmund
Yeah.
have it in their hands and they drop the ball.
So Freiburg have it in them on a final day. Last at home versus Frankfurt. That was third and fourth play. Dortmund was what in fifth. European trophy. Benjamin Sesko is on the go. Xavi Simons is on the go. They have to balance the book. So a lot of players, a lot of clubs will be looking at Leipzig for the shopping window coming up as well. What a goal from Julian Alvarez for Atletico Madrid. Barcelona was a very good game as well at home. Finish up already. You understand? What 2-2? I think it's in versus Villarreal. Real Madrid again, man. I don't know. Real Madrid looks stink. Can't watch that team anymore. I'm just waiting for Xabi Alonso to take over. Then we can actually see what this team will made up of in the Club World Cup. But Daniel, over to you. Anything that you want to say before we get into the show?
No, coming to the end of the club football, lot of finals. Congrats to Crystal Palace, FA Cup champion, beat
Yeah,
the mighty Manchester City.
yeah,
A lot of small teams have won a major, I wouldn't say major, but a cup, a trophy this
yeah,
season. Newcastle, Bologna, Crystal
yeah.
Palace. Harry Kane have won his first tournament. So it's a wonderful to all these teams, and shout out to Kane. You get me? Something different to football, as I say.
Yeah.
City went trophyless, Real Madrid went trophyless. There's a lot of different storyline. Just this
And you
is,
have to shout out, the team that's in the final with Stuttgart,
yes, yeah. Is
Armenia
it
Bielefeld, they're in the third tier of German football this season coming up. They will get promoted to Bundesliga 2 as well. Manchester City got what they got in 2013 from Roberto Martinez. You remember that goal? You remember that goal
yeah.
that yeah, I think it was what Steve Sidwell scored that goal. I don't remember, but yeah, big up Crystal Palace. I just can't believe Crystal Palace will host Europa League at Selhurst Park. Their fans were going crazy at the Wembley Stadium from minute one until the game finished. Even when the game finished, not even one Crystal Palace fans walk out of that stadium. You understand? But the top four race is eaten up as well. In England, I say the top five. The Gunners, they do what they have to do. Look, Daniel, Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, is going down to the final day. I know you have what? Not you have to go away at the City Ground. It's going to be tough for you as well. Newcastle will host Everton. And Man City will play away to Fulham at Craven Cottage. So lots of football to come up. Just the final day. Little bit of information. The Ghanaian national team coach expect to name his Unity Cup squad coming anytime. What the week already start? Yeah, anytime this week. Yeah, he's our expect to name his full official. The Nigerian also as well. But I don't know. I heard that the Reggae Girl squad will name tomorrow that will play the USA. Let's see what's going to happen if Khadija Bonisha will return to the spotlight for the Reggae Girls. And also, we expect some squad announcement. You're talking about Club World Cup. When not Club World Cup, when you talk about the Gold Cup and the Unity Cup, two squad that expect the name. And also, people, anytime now, CONCACAF can drop the professional squad. It's up there, online that CONCACAF have received all 16 teams provisional squad. So as the tournament I get closer, CONCACAF will release that big squad as well. So lots of stuff coming up. Did you check in, with the baller? Still
Yeah.
there?
I'm ready.
Ready. All right. So people, we're going to talk about some football now, and he's online at this moment.
Basically, you can just click the link and come on.
You're gonna send him the link.
Yeah.
All right.
Send them
Yeah.
click it.
Yeah, tell him for Michael Seaton for forward people. We're going to discuss football with Michael Seaton, a reggae boy player. A player that's playing in the regional league, a league that below Bundesliga 3. Look, Daniel, I was doing some crazy research on the Bundesliga. Yeah, I was doing some crazy research. But before going to that, big up, you look, we look a minute late, we're just a minute late, as well. Big up yourself. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up to everybody in the chat. Sylvester Whittingham, big up yourself. Mason Greenwood on fire. Yeah, that boy's on fire. That boy scored 21 goals of the season in the French Liga and cannot get in the squad after the
Crazy.
season. That is
Crazy.
something that to talk about. People, let me get some fire upon the French Liga selection who select that squad. Yeah, to the best squad of the season in the French Liga. I just couldn't believe it, man.
Crazy.
Bless up Valpri, bless up, Inter Milan. What a game. What a game at the San Siro. I don't know, man, but Daniel, I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous about the whole game, with the final day going on. But let's get welcome Michael Seaton to the Nick and Dad podcast, man. How you doing?
I'm good. You guys can't see me.
You want to come on the video?
No, man, it's alright, man.
Alright, cool.
Come and work the app.
Alright, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
we hearing
But we are hearing clearly.
Yeah.
The fans them just let me know if you guys hearing Michael Seaton, the striker that's playing currently in Regional Liga below Bundesliga 3. Big up to Michael Seaton to forward again. Not again, but forward for the first time on the Nick and That podcast. A player that played in Sweden, Germany, US, and also in Germany. Again, so many times, back and forth, and also in Israel. But Michael Seaton, big up, to forward, on the Nick and That podcast. The people say, big up to Michael Seaton. It's like Michael Seaton is a rebirth again coming into the reggaeboy space. So glad to have you, my friend, the former Portland Timbers few player. How is life now in Germany, Michael?
Life is very good, I'm finding my wife over here, you know what I mean? So to be honest with you, everything good for me over here. So, me learn the language a little bit over the years. I still can't speak Deutsch so well, but I understand a little bit, say Bestand bisschen Deutsch. So I understand. I learn some things in my life over here, but the biggest thing can get out of this, man. I find my wife, so I love it.
Find a wife, yeah, man. Big up, So I know it's going to summer now. It's May. How's the weather there in Germany, and where exactly in Germany? What is the closest big Bundesliga team, in your area?
The big Bundesliga team near me. So right now, currently, I am between Bielefeld and Osnabrück.
That's the team in the DFB Pokal with Stuttgart?
Yeah. Bielefeld. So Bielefeld is literally, I'll say, like 40 minutes from me, drive.
Yeah.
And I think they just now got promoted back to second Bundesliga because I think in 3 seasons they did a big dip. They ended up going from Bundesliga to second to third.
Yeah, something like what Luton Town did.
Yeah, man. I know they have a next team now named Elversberg in Germany. They went from fourth league, third league, second Bundesliga this year. No, they might play 2 more matches to go in a Bundesliga.
So they're in the qualification for the playoff?
They're in 2 matches home and away against, I think, the relegated team from Bundesliga.
Okay.
And if they beat them, they're in Bundesliga, but it's going to make history because the team went from 4th division 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're about to go play Bundesliga qualification. So it's a lot of things going on.
So at this moment, Heidenheim is in that 16th spot. They will play that team if results stand. No, it's already finished. They will play Heidenheim. So they will play Heidenheim. Offenheim is safe. So Austin, Kyle, and Bochum, will go down to Bundesliga 2, and Heidenheim will play that team that you're talking about.
Exactly.
So yeah. But what I want to say, can you please pronounce the name of that team that you're playing and give some insight on the regional liga? It's below the Bundesliga 3. We know you have the regional liga Northwest, East.
Yes.
No, can you just break it down and how that system works?
Of course. So I'm trying to think right now. Maybe I think it's 4 to 5 regional ligas, right? So basically it's 4 divisions still, but you have 5 divisions. I think are 4. You have the West. You have the North, you have the Nordost, you have the Southwest, and I think there's one more I can't really remember. So I would say you have about 5 or 4 of them. And the thing about it is, I think in the West, every year, the number one team automatically goes up to third league, right? And there's another league. But then after that, the other extra leagues, them, depending on the year, whatever they choose, then one of those get the option this year to go up automatically if they finish first. If not, a couple of them have to play playoff games, you know?
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I know you played in 4 different countries, but you spent a lot of time in the USL. Can you compare, or can we compare the USL with the regional league? Because I saw some footage of goals that you score, and I was doing my research looking at how that league, you know, and I have a friend also played, you know, for I think Hessen Kessel in Germany as well, a former teammate of mine, and he was telling me that, look, man, the regional league is very tough. You know, can you give the people some insight on that league as well, Michael Seaton?
Yeah, man, very tough. Because unfortunately, like even in third league, and sometimes even in second Bundesliga, it's not about quality of football. You know, it's a lot of fighting. You know, and a lot of fighting. You have some guys that want to play football, but it's like sometimes you have some games where it's not going to be like that. It have to be some like gritty WrestleMania type of fighting. You know, which is not the most prettiest football sometimes, but unfortunately, sometimes that's a system. You know, but to be honest, comparing it with USL, I think they're neck and neck. If not, regional Liga is better. You know, depending on the team. You know.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, everybody has their own financial structure. Everybody have their own sponsors when it comes on to Adidas, Nike, whatever, Jacko, those things. So everybody have their own way of staying afloat and staying above water. You know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So comparing it to USL, I can say some teams over here in the 4th division is better than there over there.
You know, Daniel, you have something you want to ask, you know, Michael?
Yeah, Seaton, I don't know, very much close. You know, I've been trying to get him on the podcast. I don't know. But Seaton, currently you have not been representing the Jamaica team for a while. Are you currently following up with the team? You know, any?
I'm sorry. Yeah, here and there, you know, I follow up. You know, I think I can't remember the last time I was there, but to be honest with you, every time I've been there, I've done my job. You know, I done my job. I'm trying to think. I was probably, if not the second, or tied with another guy, with the youngest goal scorer ever for Jamaica. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a guy right now that's played younger and he scored. I don't know, but I know when I was there, I was tied because I scored at the age of 17.
Yeah, I think that guy is probably Whisper at this moment. Scored in the
Whisper,
Gold
right?
Cup. Yeah.
Whisper was like 17?
I think he was like 17, 18.
Yeah, I think it was 17.
17, 18? Okay, so I'm trying to think because I signed professional in MLS at the age of 16. And I think I got called into Jamaica at 17. So I don't know. I can't remember when I scored, but like, I was up there. So I've been following the team for sure. I've been keeping tabs. And of course, it's grown since I was there tremendously.
Yeah.
When I was there, the sponsor that we had was Romai. You remember that?
Yeah, Romai. Yeah.
We had Romai at the time, you know, so those are times.
All right, go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask Seaton, you know, because we talk off the phone and stuff personal, and I always ask Seaton this, you know, what would it be if Jamaica call you up again? Like, would you open up to accept a call back for the national team, or you have to think about it?
Of course, for me, it's always good to represent, because I'm not only representing my country. It's always my family first. It's always my garrison. I think the biggest thing for me is I want somebody to walk past most of Jamaica and say, yo, you know, say I see it and live this. So like I'm my baller, you know, see it and live this. So. And to be honest with you, I would definitely accept one because I didn't get my fair share. I think the funny thing is a lot of the guys on the national team knows me very well, you know, and they should know what I bring to the table. And in all aspect, I'm a killer in any aspect when it comes down to being a striker. You know, I've learned a lot over the years to good and bad adversity. You know, I know how to deal with certain things mentally, and I learned a lot from a lot of people over the years as being a striker, you know. And I remember I'm talking. This is like talking about some other things. Even when I was in USL for Orange County, I played against Didier Drogba, and I'm a remember when he played for, because you know he owned Phoenix Rising.
Yeah.
And I remember I played very good against Drogba. That year I scored probably like, I think 14 goals that season, and Gold Cup was coming up. And I remember I scored a hat-trick in the playoffs, and I hear the commentator say, Michael Seaton is making a statement to the national team of Jamaica to go getting into the Gold Cup.
Yeah.
But look, I was 23. I look at my mother and say, I say, Mommy, I lie that. Me no believe that I got happen. And no matter what me do, me no believe it I got happen.
Yeah.
And it happened. And remember, my mother loved Chelsea. And Drogba want Simon to Phoenix Rise in the next season. And once my mom get him jersey in the locker room, and knock on the locker room and ask Drogba for the jersey. And him say, yeah, of course, you're a killer striker. He said, what do you play for? With Kevin Frater there on the team at the time.
Yeah.
And Frater come out and say, yeah, man, I see that man, da. And then Drogba tell my mother, say, that boy needs to be with Jamaica. He's good. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I would definitely accept those callbacks because, like I said, I have a lot to prove and I have a lot to give in the tank,
Yeah, that's easier talking about for Orange County. The first season 2018, you scored 15 in 30 games, and the second season, 13 in 32 games as well. But I want to piggyback on something that you did. You scored the first goal on St. Vincent and the Grenadines. How was that feeling, for a young man scoring for the senior team?
Yeah, that was my first goal for Jamaica, and that feeling was very good, very, very good. But to be honest with you, I didn't really care. I didn't really care about that one. I think the biggest one that got me was the Serbia game. The Serbia goal. I think
it was in Red Bull Arena.
Red Bull Arena.
Yeah, I remember that game. I was at that game.
It was amazing because I'm assuming I was 18. I think we had 3 games. I think we had against Egypt, against Mohamed Salah. I think we had France against Benzema, back to back. We had Croatia, and scoring that goal was the best goal of my life. And I scored more killer goals than that. And that was my favorite because my mother was right behind the goal when I scored on the Serbian player. And she's a Chelsea fan. And I scored on Ivanovic, I scored on Ivanovic. But there's a thing about me where my mother even said the other day when she come to Germany, she tell one of my coaches, every time in the stands, I watch my son play, and him not know me there, him kill. We don't know if it's a spirit or something always happen. My mother don't end up come to a lot of my games them because of course I'm far away. But every game she come to my always I score some incredible goals, So I would say that was my biggest take because you talk about the St. Vincent one, but it was the Serbia one. The Serbia one was my favorite one. It gives me goosebumps till this day when I watch it.
I just want you to explain the goal that you scored, the overhead kick. Was it this season of last year?
Last year, yeah. This season last year.
So I'm going to play it for the people and viewers. So viewers, this is the goal that Michael Seaton scored.
Gibt's den ersten RWE-Abschluss. Hairola und dann Seaton! Per Fallrückzieher! Ist Herford hier zurück im Leben? Also wenn Sie heute Abend noch was vorhaben, verschieben Sie das um noch gut 1,5 Stunden nach hinten. Das wird noch ein sehr illustrer Abend im Steigerwaldstadion. Der erste Erfurter Abschluss ist ein Fallrückzieher von Seaton. Und der sitzt. Da wirst du ja völlig irre. In welche Etage springt der denn? Mit beiden Beinen gleichzeitig ab. Also artistischer geht's ja gar nicht. Was für eine Megabude von Michael Seaton. Bringt ihn noch rein, richtig stark, Weinauer. Seaton! Von Belgien auf dem Platz kann man keinen feinen Fußball spielen.
Michael, explain that goal. But before you go, I just want to tell people, the season have come to an end. It come to an end, right?
Yeah, man, it's finished.
Are you the top leading goal scorer for the team that you're currently playing for at this moment? And you scored 9 goals in 20 plus games, But that overhead kick, explain that. What was running through your mind at that stage? What was the thought process?
No thought process at all. I wasn't even thinking. I tell you the truth. I think it's just repetition, you know.
And that's hold on, sorry to cut you, but that's the fourth division, the regional
That's
league.
fourth division, and I remember me
You heard the atmosphere in that stadium. It's rocking. Go ahead.
The
Sorry.
fans.
Rocking.
Seaton.
rocking, and you have to understand, say, if you're there, that was the game that my mother come to. That was the first game she ever seen me play live at Germany.
Wow.
You know, and I've been here for 5 years. You know,
Yeah.
I deal with adversity, you know, trials and tribulation. I overcome it and I stay up on the ground. Even when things now go the way I want, there's always a purpose behind it. I stay up on the ground. My mother come. First game she watched. The last time my mother come for watch a football with me in the third league Germany when politics hit me. She come at the game. I'm supposed to play. The coach don't play me. The coach said my mother not the VIP. And then me introduce my mother to the coach, and the coach said, "Oh my God, and I didn't play him today. Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I apologize to my mother. I felt so bad. My mother come at the first that game. Yeah, I have to make it up to her.
Yeah.
I have to. So I think I God still in, because me say let me not think about it. I say I God, because at the end of the day, it always happen. Tell us when mommy come, and my thought process in that moment was, yo, me can't turn my body, me can't edit backwards. I have to go do a bicycle kick. So automatically I just do that, and you know, I'm an aggressive player, so certain things, you know, them acrobatic goals, it comes down a dozen to me. It's not a problem.
Yeah. Before I go over to Daniel, you know, you played for 3 different clubs in the regional league, guys. That's correct?
Yeah.
And you played 84 games, I saw online, and you scored 34 goals, you know, in the regional league and in the 4th year of German football. You talk about when you're in the 3rd year, that's Victoria Cologne. Is that the second team for Cologne in the Bundesliga?
No. Victoria Cologne is own club, because you have Victoria Cologne, which is in 3rd league. You have Fortuna Cologne, which is in 4th league, and Victoria and Fortuna are rivals. And then you have FC Cologne today, which just promote the Bundesliga.
Yeah. I got you. And respect for that correction. But Daniel, over to you.
Yeah, Seaton. So what's the next move club-wise for your career going forward?
I'm waiting on my manager. I mean, I had one, we can't say it, I had one MLS team that was interested in looking into me, you know. But for me, I don't really want to come back home until I've built on my CV, you know. I think I'm a senior player now, but I need to go up to the highest divisions because they haven't seen a player like me. And I've always said it, you know, I just need to get my foot into the door, which is not so easy to do. Of course, you can perform all you want, but there's more behind it, behind the scenes. And I think people tend to not realize that, you know, they tend to look at, oh, a player is playing lower, so that means he's not good enough for this and that. That's not. Yeah. That's bullshit. That's BS. Sorry, I don't want to curse.
You're good. You know? Yeah, I just want to say, you know, piggyback on a little bit of your transfer stuff. You know, what happened in Israel? You know, why didn't it work out for you, you know, for both clubs in Israel?
Why didn't?
Yeah, why didn't? What happened?
Why? So basically what happened was I had an agent, you know, if they find out who that agent was, them know. But I had an agent that was in the States, and he gave me an agent on the ground that was already Israeli. Yeah. And when I went there, you know Michael Binns?
Yeah, Michael Binns, yeah.
Me and Michael Binns go on trial, you know, together, you know.
At Israel at that same time.
At the same time, people don't know them things. I'm meaning up on trial. Me say when we're up on trial, we go one place where me look over on the bush, them I rise past my knee. Bush them I rise past my kneecap. And I'm a guy that has Nike deals and stuff like that. So I had to I have to be humble. I have to humble myself now and say, all right, you know, I come from the trenches. You know, it happens. It's football. Up, down. It's like stocks, you know. I say, whatever. Yeah. Cool. But me know it's like stocks, but me know my worth. So I say, all right, no problem. We're on trial, do my thing. I signed for the club. The first 2 weeks, I was supposed to stay there. They didn't want to sign me yet because I didn't score a goal yet.
Yeah.
You know, we played one game. They wanted to see me an extra day. I scored. All right, cool, no problem. Them signed me. Unfortunately, they didn't take Binzi. But Binz was very good. But they never take Binz, them take me. Okay, cool. I stayed there. I did very well in half the season. There was a stint where I haven't been scoring in the second league in Israel for maybe, I think, 2 months. And I had like a hamstring situation because the ground was very hard. Yeah. And I told the coach, hey, coach, I can't do finishing after training. Called me into the office and said, Mike, we're gonna have to cut you if you don't score goals and do finishing after training. I go to the doctor, I get an injection. I say, hey, give me injection, you know, and then put my injection in my butt before I game. I take it, play the best game of my life, you know. And the injection was to just numb the pain on my half because the man I tell me say, "I cut me if me not Ray," you know.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? Give me an injection, it numb it. It's no drugs, right? I said no. I said cool. And give me the thing. I confirm say I no drugs. I said all right. I play the game, play against Maccabi Netanya, played very well. After this, I start score beer goals because him pissed me off, you know, because him say I go cut me. I score 7 goals, 8 goals, or maybe 6 by the winter break. Then I got a transfer to Hapoel Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
But the problem with this was I was at a restaurant and I was making a lot of noise. I scored a banger, just like we just showed up on the video right now.
Yeah.
I scored a right-footed banger at the end of the stoppage time, a couple seconds before the whistle blow, and I railed up the whole stadium. After that happened now, I was in the newspapers. But the agent that was on the ground in Israel with me, him smell something brewing. Like he's like, all right, this boy too hot now. Like people is gunning for him. I see him in the newspaper, everything. So then I got a phone call from a scout, from another agent. He was a big agent over there, and there's only 2 agents that were big. It was this one that called me and the one that was already representing me.
Yeah.
But the one that wanted me was bigger. And him always send the Israeli players, them go to Belgium, go to Ghent and Genk, you know?
Okay. Yeah.
So what happened was, I started to see him pull up. He called me for a meeting. Him have on a Rolex. Him drive a nice car, and you know when your parents them say don't ready yet.
Yeah.
That kind of reached me, and I talk to mommy about it, and I say, hey, mommy, man, I drive a real sick car, and man, can bring some places down, you know. And she said, hey, my son, like we have to respect the man. Them bring a yasso, and we have to work and be respectful. And I say, all right. My mother will never make that mistake ever again. You know?
Wow. Yeah.
Ever again. Me and mommy
what role your mother play in a career? Is it she's like someone that didn't talk with the agents as well?
No. My mother just guide me, and she pushed me, and she understand football. So she will talk to me and say, how can I run that boy they just make? Why am I not play the ball? Like, you know, them conversation there with your mother.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I would say she plays a bigger role than all the agents, because at the end of the day, she will never lie to me.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to, go back to 2015 when you came on for Aka, Javon Watson, in that last game of the Gold Cup. You was like 19 at the time, playing in Sweden. You didn't really work out as much. Another player in that squad was playing in Sweden, Dwayne Carr. Was that right as well, right?
Dwayne Carr?
Yeah, he was playing in Sweden at that time, I think, as well as what I saw. But that Gold Cup, talk me through that Gold Cup. Was it Winfried Schäfer, the German coach?
Yeah.
We went to the final. In that dressing room at halftime, what was the word given up by the coach of trying to get the better of that Mexican team?
Why? Schäfer never good at so much English, So
who was the translator?
Oh, I don't really remember, I don't really remember, to be honest. I just remember in that game against Mexico, I think Matak scored that game.
Yeah, Matak scored.
Matak scored that game. It's just, I think Schäfer just tried to encourage the team by saying, hey guys, we need to push and we need to put pressure upon the team, But it wasn't a lot of instructions given right there, because I honestly, it was just one of those atmosphere where the Mexicans crowds.
Yeah.
The way that they got under the skin of us was like it was kind of like a shock for the coach too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But isn't no words coming from like a player like Demar Phillips as an experienced, player like that, Dwayne Carr as well. What was the experienced player did in that dressing room at halftime, try to galvanize that team to go out there and beat the Mexican?
Everybody. Demar Phillips, Rudolph
Austin, yeah.
Javon. I was thinking Wes Morgan, he did it too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Wes Morgan.
Yeah. Giles
Michael
Hector, Giles Barnes, everybody, especially Matax. Matax was very vocal. But it's a typical Jamaican thing, say, yo, we need to go kill them money, we need to go, stand with ground and just fight for family and win and make everybody proud. You know, that was the motivation, make everybody proud, make our country proud. And it's always gonna be like that. Just make our country proud because we're so small, you know?
Yeah.
So that's
Um,
what that was.
when last you heard anything from the administration about a potential recall for Michael Seaton?
To be honest with you, I got a call 3 years ago when I was at Victoria Cologne, but this made me very angry. It made me very
Mm,
angry.
mm,
I get a call, but they're third league, and this is when I was getting scouted by second Bundesliga team. This is when I first came to Germany, going into I'm trying to think, it's either my second year here or my first year when I was here, but I was getting scouted by second Bundesliga. I got a phone call that they're going to Saudi Arabia to play some friendly games, and they put me up on the list. So my coach keep me out of training for maybe 2 weeks, you know.
yeah.
And after he kept me out of training for 2 weeks and stuff, then they took away the recall, you know,
Yeah.
again, and they put someone else in my slot. But I already got taken off the training list already for 2 weeks, you know,
Yeah.
from a club. So I wasn't going to play in any match, and I wasn't going to be part of the starting squad in training because I know I was preparing for the national team. The day of the time I'm supposed to call, them tell me, say, yeah, we went with a different road. So I was like, all right, cool. That was the last time. That was like 3 years ago.
Wow. What you remember? What was the game we expect to play? Was it a tournament or some friendlies?
Friendly games.
Wow. Wow. You know, that's sad. But I know you heard about, you know, the Uni Cup is coming up as well. You know, World Cup qualifier. We have Gold Cup. You know, it's a critical moment right now in the space as a Reggae Boy fan, as a Reggae Boy player. You know, you currently, you know, you said you're working on a new deal. You know, it's potentially that you might go higher and get back. Is it that maybe Bundesliga 3, you know, 2 or somewhere outside of Germany? You know, what's it takes?
On the say if it happens, it happens by the grace of God. You know, I think the biggest thing for me, no, it's the scouting department. You know, if it was more like, for instance, because they never heard about Fort League, it's like right now they probably get educated by it, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
there's a lot of quality behind that when you're there. But I just think the scouting department, of course, no, we have guys from the Prem there. You know,
yeah,
we have
yeah,
guys from Saudi First League. So now it becomes to a point where now they have to say, hey, you have to go play iron for us to call you in, you know?
yeah,
And that's where my mindset's already on. So for sure, I said, hey, I just have to do my due diligence over here, get to where I get to, and make it easy on the national team to do the scouting where them now do right now, in my opinion, you know? I
yeah.
have to get in the limelight because I think the first time I got called for Jamaica was when I signed for the MLS team and I was on the
DC?
news.
Was
Yeah,
DC?
DC
Yeah.
United, and I was on the news in Jamaica.
Mm,
You know, so realistically, if I wasn't on the news, they would know about me. You know.
yeah. But
So,
Michael, I have a beating for you. You played for DC. You played 5 games. You played for Oribo in Sweden. You played a couple of games, I think like 4 or 5 games. You played for 2 teams in Israel, you know, Maccabi and Hapoel Tel Aviv. But when you get into that big leagues, Michael, there's no goals, and that's where I'm going to beat you, you know, Michael Seaton. Because when you only look at team them with Orange County, you know, you whop them up. You understand? That's like what you're doing in the regional league at 30 plus goals in 80 plus appearances. What happened, especially in Sweden, you know, playing for that team, Oribo, and the other? No, you talk about Israel already. You talk about DC, but what happened though in Sweden, in Scandinavia?
So no, I touch because we never really finished the Israel one.
Someone hold on, Seaton. Someone asked me a question. He just turned 29, right?
Yeah, just turned.
So you know he is 29 at this moment. So continue.
Yeah. So we never finished the Israel, so I'm gonna make it very short and sweet a little bit. So when I'm in those big places, it's very easy to say politics, right?
Yeah.
In football. But it's true. It's very true. Because when I went DC United at the time, MLS wasn't what it was now. When they're playing like Alfonso Davis and playing these guys and at a young age, you know. Remember, you know, and Alfonso Davis is Canadian. So they want to push him to the national team and they want to play for a Canadian MLS team. I am Jamaican playing for DC United when MLS wasn't so big. So, and unfortunately, they want to play older players. Right? You hear me?
Yeah.
They kept on saying, in DC United, they kept on telling me I had time. Every year, I had time. When I look around, Them send me upon loan because Richmond kickers, I score, I come back at MLS, I have time. Them play me 5 minutes and 10 minutes in each match. We know as a striker, you go get a goal. So I play 5 games when I play. I get traded to Portland Timbers. I kill Portland Timbers again. I training one of the best young players. Them I can't play. I have man I make millions of dollars per year. Them not go play me. You know what I mean? So I say, all right, Israel no Sweden. Sorry, Sweden at REGGAE. They wanted me to replace a striker from Sierra Leone named Crespo. One of my bros them till today. You know.
Yeah.
Big up to Crespo. Him want me play. Him always guide me, take me over. Him also eat with him wife. That was a terrible situation because first of all, the guys them didn't like me because I tell you the truth, my skin color play a factor in a lot of places. Them and I was 21. Them send me to the under 21 and under 23. Every game I go to score for them. Right? I play against AIK. I went to AIK. REGGAE cut my contract short because
AIK is a top team one of the top teams in Sweden.
One of the top teams in Sweden.
Yeah.
One of the top teams. I don't know about now, but I know back then they were.
Yeah.
So in REGGAE, I was on loan from DC United, and it wasn't a good situation for a young kid coming there playing on turf.
And you was 19, right?
19, and they wanted me to come out the gates and score like I was a senior player. There was no proper guidance. There was no coaching. There was no teaching. It was like, come here with your raw talent and you need to score right away. If you don't score in the first 2-3 games, the captain them not push me, them not put me under them wing, them I say, hey, get that boy out of here. Him not help with. You see me I say? And then come into the office after I just score 5 goals for the under 23 teams. I mean, in 3 matches when them send me on loan to them. And that was that was my age group, really, you know?
Yeah.
So when they did that, they cut my loan shot and I got back at DC United.
Wow.
And same with Paul Tel Aviv. When I got transferred from the team in Israel 2nd Division at winter time, I had 5 options to go to Maccabi Tel Aviv. I think you know Maccabi Tel Aviv.
Yeah.
I could go to Beersheva. I could go to Apoel Tel Aviv. They sent me to Apoel Tel Aviv. And let me show you what them do me. And nobody knows this. There was 2 players from my team that get transferred to them. It was me and a boy named Moti Brashevsky. Moti Brashevsky go with the agency that I didn't go with. And
the top agent.
Yeah. I chose the same agent. Moti ended up going to the same club, Apoel Tel Aviv, as me from our club from 2nd League. He signed a 5-year deal.
Wow.
I signed a loan option with an option to buy. But I didn't know that it was a loan option to buy. The agent, them sneak it past me.
Wow.
Them sneak it past me and they got money from it.
Wow.
I learned that after the fact.
Ooh.
So I ended up playing one match in 5 months.
Wow.
5 months.
Wow.
And after that, my Nike contract got cut from me. My Nike contract get cut from me. And those are the top leagues. When I play, I will kill them. But they're not giving me my fair share.
Wow.
Yeah.
And people don't understand that because I don't come out and talk. I just prove it. I just do my thing them. But unfortunately, when a question is asked, I tell them because it's very easy for people to put a stigma on something that they don't really know what's going on behind closed doors. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Someone said, Lee Young said, Mike, big up to Seaton, but injury gave you your biggest fight. Is that true?
No, I was barely injured.
You're barely injured.
So in Jamaica national team, the under 23 was the tournament of the hat. We played against Trinidad first. And I got a ball from, I think America won it that time, Yeah. I got a ball from one of our players in a 50-50 challenge. And a man knock out me knee with Winfred Schaefer. No, not Winfred Schaefer. Whitmore. Whitmore was our coach for the under 23. I was one of the top players of Jamaica. My knee get knocked out, and I played the whole first half. I run on a torn meniscus.
Whoa.
No, and no, because it's interesting for talk about it, because me and Daniel talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
My girlfriend love me till this day. I tell her I am a type of man you can go war with and you come out alive. Yeah, we come out alive with me. I play the whole first half of that under 23, someone with a torn meniscus. And every time my knee go inside, it buckle, lock, drop. It buckle, lock, drop. And everybody up in the crowd that cheer on when Benbo, when Flemings have the ball, when everybody was say, Ray! And when me get the ball, me a sprint on a torn meniscus. And me could I say, take me out the first half. Me never tell Whitmore to take me on because me tell me can take a ibuprofen and still continue for play because my team need me. And me go in the locker room, the doctor come and push my knee inside, my knee lock. Him say, yo, see your tournament done. I say, what do you mean my tournament done? Put me back on the field. Put me up on the field.
That's the warrior spirit for playing for your national team. And you're risking your club contract for the national team.
For the club contract, I could have go back on my club director and say, you know what, they pay me or not pay me, I'm go back. Me say, give me the ibuprofen and a shot right now, please. The man says, Seats, me can't do that. You something rip. You don't know what. I go to the hotel, me na the hotel room with Martin Davis. You know Martin Davis?
Yeah.
Me dey on it, me look sad on the bus. I go on it, room with Martin Davis, me can't walk. The next day, I go to the hospital and confirm I tear my meniscus and I sprain my ACL. No, my MCL.
Yeah.
I sprain my MCL and tear my meniscus.
Wow.
And ever since then, that was under Whitmore. Yeah, that was under Whitmore. And me, till this day, me couldn't believe nobody can say my fighting spirit in that game. You know, say I want to play. So that's my touch base on the man with the injury. So that's a one injury. The next one was with this team at Germany, where I was playing against a team. My team was losing 1-0. It was the 80th minute. The coach put me on 2 assists. 2 assists to make my team win. Me a defend now as a striker. And after me defend, one man land on my ankle, broke my ankle. So when he broke my ankle now, Corona come by the grace of God. Yeah. Corona. And when Corona come, then I had to do surgery. My mother had to fly from the States, and my mother stayed with me for 4 months in Germany. I injection in my belly.
Wow.
So me not get a blood clot because me not walk with me. Yeah. Now walk. So them they can end up amputate your leg if put the injection in there.
Yeah.
Crazy.
My mother did it for 5 months. I inject me the whole time. I come back, warrior again. I come back and I score my goals them. The German club them look at me and say, yeah, you're not the same player. I said, I'm the same player. Injuries happen. Huh? Injuries happen. It's all you bounce back from it and I'm standing here. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's 2 injuries alone in my whole career.
Wow. So that's the stigma sometimes that we heard in space that Seaton was injury prone.
Never.
Yeah.
That never.
I always hear that, but
that's the biggest lie in the world because I play more than my out.
Yeah.
So that don't make sense.
Yeah, the stats is there to see.
The stats is there, and when I'm at the MLS stage, people have to look at the time frame of MLS.
Yeah.
Don't look at when Michael's in the MLS. MLS never have Messi and them. Never have no young players. They weren't pushing young players. They were trying to get their brand up. Their brand is up now, so now them can do European type of stuff now and play the young players. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Daniel.
Currently, Seaton, Jamaica. I don't think we have a prolific goal scorer in the national team. I would say Nicholson, Anthony have been out injured, and can't really think of anyone at this moment. I know Jamaica been crying out for a striker over the past couple of years and stuff. So tell people them like what differently that if you are supposed to get called up back for the national team, what can you bring? Like what can you offer towards the Jamaica team as a striker compared to what we already have?
No, for sure, fighting spirit is normal. I think every Jamaican person have that, especially coming up from the garrison. You know what I mean? Everybody always have that warrior in them. So that is nothing. That's self-explanatory. For me, my runs off the ball, Jamaicans, them were fast already. My speed is there. I am a type of striker. I am not a overall number 9. I am not a normal number 9. I am a roamer. I'm a roam a lot.
Yeah.
And when I roam, yes, I can hold up the ball. I'm strong as anybody on the national team. I can hold up the ball, but I like to create space for the next man. Also, because it's too easy, and I realize nowadays you can't be no Giroud, you can't be no who else, just Didier Drogba back in the day, just wall up, but Didier move a lot still. Yeah. You can't be that 1-9. I'm the type to drop in the midfield and play 10 and go on the wing and open space for my midfield to make that run in the striker position and go score as well. You know?
Yeah.
So I would say I'm a more versatile striker. I like to create for others and I score my goals them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who you admire, over the years since you've been watching out, far away from Germany for the last, 4 years that you like this number 9 can contribute a lot to the team, but only if he stay consistent.
For the Jamaica national team?
Yeah, the national team. Yeah, Jamaica national team.
If he stay consistent, boy, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
For the last 4 years?
Yeah. Like looking at it, we have BOYZ, we have Michael Antonio. We have some very good striker. We saw even Kemar Roof came in for the World Cup qualifier. We were trying to qualify for Qatar. There's so many different players that came in. But all right, let me just say this. Can Chama Nichols, because he's probably currently the most experienced player I have right now, fit that playing in every international tournament that we goes into. Can he be that player?
Yeah, BOYZ can be that player. I mean, the biggest thing for me, if I'm critiquing, I think, of course, he can hold up the play, but I think certain aspect of, how can I say? I'm trying to think. The hold up play is very good.
Yeah.
The off the ball movement could be better.
Yeah.
You know, off the ball movement can be better, and also, linking up plays. You know.
Yeah.
The linking up plays can be also better. You know, but like I said, it's kind of different for me to have my perspective on that because that's a different striker than me. You know.
Yeah.
I am too much of a Roman striker. That's not my style. So it's hard for me to touch base on that because I know I have not seen a player playing in the Jamaican national team that is like me, you know?
Wow.
I don't see it because I roam, and I think that's the new age of a striker. Like the
You're
false.
You're right about that. You're right.
You know, because for me, I try to put myself in a defender's shoes, and I say, what's the easiest thing to defend from a defender? What is the easiest thing? Oh, if a striker just stayed the whole time and just want to hold up the ball, you know. But if you move from the left back to the left center back to the right center back to the right back the whole game, one of them, I go find it difficult for mark you.
Someone asks in a comment, who is Michael Seaton? Where in Jamaica are you from?
Central Village, Spanish Town.
So people, you heard that, I think it's Queffer than 10. Queffer than 10 is from Central Village, Spanish Town. Michael, really, really appreciate, you take the time out, to come and hear and talk about us. Daniel, you have anything else you want to say?
No, very much appreciate as well, give the Jamaican football fans out here, to hear the perspective of Michael, because if you read the comments, you could hear people saying that he's an injury kind of stop him career a little bit, and a lot of people don't know that. Say Michael wasn't like
and it's just not Michael. It's a lot of Jamaican players go through this stuff as well.
Yeah. So very much appreciate to come in and give a good insight of what's going on.
Michael, your last say to the Jamaican viewers that the Reggae Boy fans out there, what you would like to leave with them.
No, the biggest thing is like, don't believe what you hear. I think the biggest thing is don't believe what you hear. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the biggest thing is you have to do your research in regards to players, and you have to look behind the scenes. I think the biggest thing for me is, as a football fan, everyone tends to critique the player of what they see on the pitch and stuff like that, which is also okay, But in the aspect of the players that are not currently here are getting called up, is not to say they're not good enough.
Yeah.
I don't like to hear that. It don't have to be me, but I don't like when people say that certain players that were once there is not good enough, but you've never seen that player play. You just haven't done your research on that player and see what they're currently doing now. I think, But for me, anybody that's seeing this and they're in situations like me and stuff like that, and they're not getting their due diligence in the work that they put in, still continue to put in the work. At the end of the day, somebody will see something. Everybody is blessed in their way. You know what I mean? And things will always find you once you work and put your heart towards it. So for me, man, I'm tell you, say in Germany, I find my wife when I'm on the football field. If you want somebody to score goals, Seaton can get the job done every time. So for me, it's always like that.
Yeah. Someone said if you related to Tiny Seaton.
No, I don't. No.
Someone said ask Seaton if he knows young Mikey Gray at Berlin, born Jamaican.
Jamaica. You know, say me end up there hear about a Mikai one time, but I don't know if from last name I agree.
You heard of any St. Vincent played in that in Germany as well in the 3rd or 4th division?
No. Yeah. Wait it. No, my past teammate, Kanija Elva.
Someone asked about that. Probably that they didn't say a name, but they asked about that as well.
No, one of my boys, he used to play for Stuttgart, you know. He used to play for Stuttgart.
Okay.
And where you come from? Uncanny. St. Lucia.
Yeah.
He played for the St. Lucia national team, Kanija Elva.
Okay. But Michael, hopefully we can get you back on here when your club future, start out. Hopefully it's a lot higher division than we had. Wish you all the best, my friend, going forward. And hopefully, this, between 45 and 50 minutes can bring a lot to the reggaeboyz public, bring a lot of, recognition back again, because look, people that know football know that Michael Seaton is a very good player. And if you look at his track record, he scored loads of goals, especially you can't just look at, he's playing, third tier Bundesliga 3 or Regional Liga 4, the Regional Liga in the West, at 4th tier in Germany. It's a very good level. German football, it's such a bright football, and the coaching standard go all the way down to the 8th tier. It's a top tier, coaching standard they have in that country. But again, hopefully, when that, new club start up, Mike, and we can have you back on here and, discuss that as well going forward. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it. Thanks, man. Big up.
Absolutely, boss. Big up, man. I appreciate you guys having me here, and then definitely next time for sure. Daniel, we definitely talk, man. Stuff is brewing right now.
Is there any Jamaican in Germany currently where you at in that division?
Yeah. There's one Jamaican, but it's like American Jamaican though.
Who is that?
His name is my name again, man. Dominique. His name Dominique, but I can't remember his last name. But him come from actually Maryland. He come from Maryland also, but even him there fight some injuries as well, Yeah. But him do him thing though. But there's only one American Jamaican. But I'm the real 100%
yard man.
Yes,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Germans in there's a Jamaicans in Germany still.
Yeah. People have a big up Seaton because right now it's actually past midnight in Germany. So we have a big up Seaton for that as well. Look, Seaton, big up again, man. Thanks for passing through. Really, really appreciate it. I understand. Bless up yourself, my friend. We will touch base again and what we're going to do forward within your career. So anything, Nick and that podcast there to highlight anything in the reggaeboyz space for Michael Seaton.
Yeah, man. Big up Nick and Dan podcast, man. Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, man.
That is it.
People, that is Michael Seaton. And look, we're going into the discussion right now. And Daniel, you want to drop the link, in the comment, anyone that guys want to know what you guys think. You could drop the link, someone that could come on, and we're going to discuss the next 30 minutes of Mason Greenwood, talk about the interview that he did.
Someone call in.
Yeah, if anyone want to come in and reason, and talk about even Michael Seaton as well. Look, Michael Seaton, I've been tracking him probably in that season of 2022-23, a few seasons back, but Daniel kind of revitalized back Michael Seaton, his energy back in my phone in book. So look, he's a very good striker. He's a very good striker. He scored loads of goals, in the 4th tier, as I said, 80 plus games in the 4th tier in Germany, and also he's played 80 plus games and scored 30 plus goals. So that's a good return.
Give me a slight of a Jagba.
Yeah, he's very quick. He's 29, just turned 29, about 96.
Yeah.
You have that energy, that pressing energy. You just look at someone like that Jagba, that modern striker that will bring, maybe can be that striker that can give us like a good 30 minutes off the bench. When defender legs are tired, he just come out with his energy, and he's a prolific goal scorer. And he overcame so many different obstacles that the Reggae Boy fans don't know about. You understand? This is the goal that Seaton scored.
Gibt's den ersten RWE-Abschluss. High-Roller und dann Seaton! Per Fallrückzieher! Ist Herford hier zurück im Leben? Also wenn Sie heute Abend noch was vorhaben, verschieben Sie das um noch gut 1,5 Stunden nach hinten. Das wird noch ein sehr illustrer Abend im Steigerwaldstadion. Der erste Erfurter Abschluss ist ein Fallrückzieher von Seaton. Und der sitzt. Da wirst du ja völlig irre. In welche Etage springt der denn? Mit beiden Beinen gleichzeitig ab. Also artistischer geht's ja gar nicht. Was für eine Megabude von Michael Seaton.
People, trust me, that one, I don't know where Michael got that one from. That's just a quick thinking to score that goal.
Bringt ihn noch rein, richtig stark, Weinauer. Seaton! Von wegen auf dem Platz kann man keinen feinen Fußball spielen.
One thing I have to say, at that level, the fun.
No, it's a very good level, Daniel. It's a very good level.
The atmosphere, everything is up there. I think if you're watching that game, I hear someone tell us, "Yo, this is Bundesliga." You would have said, "Yeah, this is Bundesliga." You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
it's
crazy.
a very good level. When you said, look, Michael Seaton confirmed, and I started to do a lot more research. I know the fans' atmospheres is second to none in Bundesliga. Look, the atmosphere in Bundesliga too, is way better than the atmosphere at a lot of Premier League clubs in England at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So, people, look, this is the interview, we're going to play right now because we want to get into it. This is the interview, Mason Greenwood, thanks to the comment, the journalist that asks about, about his future at the national team. And, it's basically simple. And this is what Mason has to say, people.
We saw a lot of Mason Greenwood jersey in the stand. Your very interesting start to the season also contributed to that. List of kids with Greenwood jersey. How much does it mean to you? And was your relationship with the fans like this season?
I feel it's been a very good relationship. And
Asterisk, I think it was a very good relationship that we have. Obviously, it's nice to see young people wearing jersey with your name on it. It's also important to play well to thank them. I think it's good to see that people were happy to have me here. To see when people who shout my name. It's really an incredible feeling. So we read it, we don't know if it's true. You will be to tell us, but there is a desire on your part, or I don't know, it is the Jamaican selection that would like you to play for them. What is true, what is wrong? Please. Yes, it's true that we talk a little bit about the discussion, but I haven't made a final decision about on the subject.
So, Mr. Greenwood, look, people, this is all that happened, and he said no final decision as yet. So, I guess we just have to continue wait. Season come to an end. What do you think? I know you might not probably want to make it public. Maybe that wasn't the deal with him and his party and his crews with the JFF, that you don't want to make that announcement, at the end of the French Liga season. Do it more in a stylish way. Probably get him in and the island, to do all that as well. But look, nothing final as yet, Daniel. All we have to do, we just have to just continue with and what is going on with Mason Greenwood. But do you think there's any fear of any rejection?
I'm not fear. I just think that he just trying to keep it. I think he just want to announce it in a better time frame, in a better time to release it and stuff like that. I don't think at the end of the season you don't want to give the media anything to talk about and stuff like that. The English media, as much as England said them don't want him, if Mason said he's gonna play for Jamaica tomorrow, it's gonna do all over England. I'm telling you this right now. You get what I'm saying? So I think there's time and place for everything. I just think that at that moment, season done, end of the season, you don't want to say anything. I like how he I love how he handle. I've never really hear Greenwood talking
No,
press
that's his
conference.
first full press conference that he have ever done publicly to the by the French media with
I've
everyone
never
asking.
even when he was at United, I just can't remember seeing him having a press conference. But that was like the first time I ever, and he speaks so well. And
Mhm.
he's just like, I don't make a final decision, and that was it. Very
Yeah.
mature. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I like how you angle it, but my God, Greenwood, we are bigger. Please. Greenwood, we are bigger. Please, we are bigger over G. Upset the
Yeah.
call, but I think I'm not worried. I'm not worried. I think that he still have a lot of time. So give him some time. Let him go on holiday with his family and let's see. But
Yeah.
yeah.
21 goals, Daniel. We said this earlier. 21 goals, not in the best French Liga team of the season. He scored 21 goals alongside the best player in French Liga this season,
Yeah.
and just cannot get in that. I just don't know how. I not even in there we get nominated to the UNFA award, one of the best award in French football that they award their players. I don't know, man. That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. But look, I watched that game and it's good to see the reception that he got, from the Marseille fans of what they portrayed, a couple match days ago about him. Him and Luis Enrique need to get out of their club. All days are Judas, and they need to move on. Good to see when they finish the game and him and his little one and his wife, his girlfriend, whatever it is, making that lap around the field, and everyone were congratulating him. And he's mainly the one that why Marseille finished second behind the French league winner. You understand? And it's good to see that the reception was really good. It was really good. Now it seems like they accept Mason Greenwood as
Yeah.
the newborn that going to lead the football club. And also, in that press conference and that interview as well, he was asked about a lot of things
Yeah.
about playing for Marseille next season, playing in the Champions League, and
Yeah.
he said a couple of his teammates, the experienced players, and also Beniatia, the technical director, said that look, this place will be a special place come next season, midweek, at the Velodrome in South France. It's going to be a spectacle, fans that will. You want something, say?
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say that I see Granero saying that stop make excuse for Greenwood and we make the same excuse for Hutchinson. I feel like Hutchinson never wanted. I feel like Hutchinson it's a two different situation. Hutchinson never really want to play for Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? He never give me that feeling that he ever want to play for Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? Hutchinson show me that he rather go play for England under 21 instead of Jamaica team. The one time he came for Jamaica, he played a local friendly game, not really a competitive game. So it's a different situation. Remember, Greenwood is going through a lot of stuff as far as he have off the issue.
He said that's
situation.
not what this post. He said that wasn't my post, bro. So maybe it was somebody different. He
Oh,
said that was football. Oh shit, that was football guru.
oh,
again.
oh, oh.
God, football.
Guru,
I see that. Football guru again.
But gee, you come back with your money again. But
Big up.
my apology, El
Granero.
Granero.
Yeah.
My apology, but football guru is not an excuse. Greenwood is facing so many things off the field.
Yeah.
The player have to go through so much backlash through. Remember, Marseille did not want him. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Basically he have to fight his way through, do his job on the field, and know they love him. You get what I'm saying? So give the man some time. You get what I'm saying? Let him give him. I don't think you can't say the man I got reject this as Hutchinson. It's just different situation. You have to just give him some time, let him settle down, and let him play. honest believe Greenwood will be playing for Jamaica. I honest believe that. I positive believe that. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying? I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I have that belief as well. That I think he will play for the Reggae Boys. In the near future. Hopefully it will be probably he needed some of himself. Hopefully it will be the second phase of the World Cup qualifier that's coming up in September, October, and November. But it's good to see that actually he made an honest decision that they talk a bit, but no final decision have been made as yet. You understand? So it's good to see. He could have like, no comment and just move on to the next question. But he gave his honest opinion, and I want to, piggyback on Michael Seaton, Daniel. He played for Victoria Cologne a couple of seasons in the Bundesliga 3. He played in the Israel first year. He played in the first year of Swedish as well in Scandinavia. But now in the fourth year, I don't think that should put any mark on him that he's playing way down in that pecking order of fourth division in Germany. Because if you maybe ask me, the fourth tier of German football, it's a very tough decision, just as the League One and Championship. Maybe you can ask me, like, I know they said, the Championship is like the best second division in the world, but Bundesliga 2 is right up there with it, with atmosphere, attendance. The attendance in Bundesliga 2 can match the attendance in the Premier League.
Yes.
For the clubs. And so it's and the young coaches that's coming through in German football, that's where they started on.
Yeah.
And a lot of the Bundesliga teams have their second team in the regional league as well. But as I said, it's split up in northwest, northeast, and south, and whatever 5 different segment of league. But I mean, if he's playing good, he should get called up. And I think if we did do scouting really well, his season, came to an end, over the weekend as well. And look, Unity Cup is next week. That's a player that don't need a British visa to get into England.
Yeah.
You understand? So that would have been like an easy call up. But again, who is doing the scouting? Who is the wide pool of players? And there's a player like Michael Seaton, just came from the third tier Bundesliga 3, job in Regional Liga 4. But if we are called for Ramphel, who are playing 30 in UAE.
Yeah. I think,
you understand?
Yeah.
And Warner Brown are play, and I'm not saying Michael, doing a comparison with Michael and Warner Brown. Warner Brown venture out there already, and we don't know his story of why he have to come back to Jamaica to reset again. You understand? Michael did that in Europe, went to Europe, reset back, and went back out again. So we don't know what was the story with Warner Brown, but I mean, with the struggles that we have right now with goals, there's no other better player much we can really call upon.
Yeah, I think Michael really should get a shout. The Unity Cup would be the perfect situation. You get what I'm saying? I think that if we couple podcasts show ago, we was talking about, I think that the best we call up the Jamaican players, Premier League players, them. I get what I'm saying. If we be real, the level that Michael is playing is way better than Jamaica Premier League. You get what I'm saying? So
and you probably could say League One.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. I just think that Michael have to put himself out there, be a little bit more vocal.
Yeah, that's someone need to market him more.
Yeah, yes, I think that it need to. That's why I try to, I've been talking to you about trying to get him on the show. You get what I'm saying? So he can put himself out there again, But I think that it will be a perfect situation. We don't really have too much striker out there,
Yeah.
I just can't think of any. You probably know more than me because you watch JPL, so you probably know who we're probably gonna bring to the Unity Cup.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a time now. Him need to step it up and come back in the form. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So hopeful someone to see this podcast,
and
see something.
Hopefully Michael again and him agent, and also a decision of his mom, because he said he made the big mistake Michael made in his career was not move on to that agent in Israel.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
that was one of the biggest mistake that he made, that not going on to that next agent that can get a next big contract for him, because he said the player that got a 5-year contract.
Yeah.
They can't imagine he got that 5-year contract.
Yeah. Sometimes you yourself make the bad decision in your life. You get what I'm saying? So you just have to make it. Yeah. You have to just try to learn and just be able to go forward and make better decisions. But as I say, him still is playing. Him fit. Keep yourself into shape. Figure out what you're gonna do this summer. You get what I'm saying? So you can get back into the setup.
Yeah. But another one that, as before we close out, Andre Blake, our captain, saw, a bit more news and the extent of his injury, that potentially it's going to be the end of June, and that's when you're talking about World Cup qualifier. He potentially will miss the Gold Cup again, back to back. You would say back to back tournament, summer tournament, that Andre Blake will not be featured. Hopefully, he can feature in it, but he's coming to that back end of his career, but it's a knee injury. What's your take? Like, no more Blake for the rest of the month. So it's all about what, and I think I heard, the Philly coach gave some little insiders, like, they're going to assess him as well, after the new months, and after the new month start, I think early week in June, to see what will be, assessment on his medical injury. But Daniel, I'm a little bit worried, to be honest, that we're going to have to play Jamal Wade. But Jamal Wade is a very good player as well. He represents himself well, in the Copa America. Was it the Copa? Yes, in Copa America. His application was not so much clean, but he managed himself well. But the team was a disaster. The defense was a disaster. But our captain potentially might not be the start of the group stage after the Gold Cup. Big. It will be a big miss for him moving forward.
What happened to Shaquille Davis? He was good.
Shaquan Davis.
Shaquan Davis, yeah.
Oh yeah, currently he was on the bench. I think already he was maybe was injured or it was rotation with him in the first leg of the semi-final between him and Mount Pleasant and Mobile. Hopefully he will be playing right now. I don't look at the starting 11 for Mount Pleasant as yet, but that game I think is currently on. But I'm a bit worried, man, that Blake been picking up these little injury, going into a crucial phase of the World Cup qualifier.
Yeah, I think at age 34 now, I'm just saying that, as far as goalkeeper, I don't know. I really know. I think Blake
Shaquan Davis is on the bench again for Mount Pleasant.
And the last time I saw him in the last Gold Cup, he was solid when he came in. He didn't make any mistake. He just do the right thing. But Blake have been such a good servant over the last couple of years, and it's like, without Blake, you just can't see Jamaica without Blake in the goal. You get me? So knowing that, we'll probably end up with him not being be ready. But it's worrying time. So I just hope I just can't think of any other goalkeeper right now, to be honest.
All right. Someone said Corey Adai, a player that he was playing. He started out. All right. So not this season, last season he was fully playing for Crawley County. I think he had so many clean sheets. He helped them got promoted. In League One, I think. He got goalkeeper of the I think it was goalkeeper of the season for League Two. No, he didn't really get much game for Stockport County. No, he got some games in the playoff, I think, and it is a very good goalkeeper. I think he was with us when we went to Catalonia to play the Catalonia national team. I think it was that game. So we don't really have much, but people said, look, there, what's his name? Jamal Wade is a little bit short, so they are not pleased,
Who's the starting keeper for Mount Pleasant?
Mount Pleasant, Tafari Chambers. Chambers. No. I think Shaquan Davis is much better than him. I don't know. I don't know if I think I heard the commentator said in the first leg that Shaquan Davis is carrying a little bit of a knock. I'm not sure if I overheard it, but I want to say that's what the commentator said. Why he's sitting on the bench? But Mount Pleasant team is them big like a house, so them can rotate all them want. To see Shaquan Davis and national goalkeeper on the bench, Tafari Chambers, not so bad, but I think he needs to get to that level, of playing consistent, so he can probably be more. Kanye Boys Clark. Oh my God, Kanye Boys Clark. Yeah, I don't know, man. Kanye Boys Clark. I think his contract come to an end now. So he needs to find himself a club. Yeah, he needs to find himself a club. But people, it's a very, very good chat. Kanye Boys Clark. The people worry about the tall. Kanye Boys Clark not too tall either. In boots, he is between 6 foot and 6'1", Chacha. But look, for Blake, bro, it's scary though. It's scary because more have our best players. You understand? More have our best players. But if you ask me who is the man, I probably have to go with Jamali Wait, because I remember even when he played for Locomotive El Paso last season, his team actually was one of the worst team in USL. Now his team is actually, I think, between 6th and 3rd in the league standing. So it's a better season for him now in the USL.
I think in the Unity Cup, I think we can try out some of those goalkeepers.
Yeah,
I think that's the best way to go with it. These keepers that we're not sure about, give them a couple games in the Unity Cup and so how they do good. And then because keeper, one thing you want to know, you always have to. You can't have a keeper. You can't have a poor keeper in your goals, because we see Blake over the years save us so many times. You get what I'm saying? And when he's on his game, he's on his game. He can win your game by himself.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we cannot have a poor goalkeeper in the goal, or someone who's gonna make a lot of mistakes.
We need a solid backup goalkeeper.
Yes, we need a very solid backup. So Unity Cup should be the best solution to see who can take up the responsibility. Because I don't think for a goalkeeper, the goalkeeper can play a Unity Cup and also play the Gold Cup, because goalkeeper don't require a lot of playing time. You're just gonna be in the goal. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Before we move out, people, let's drop the interview of who didn't heard, about the Mason Greenwood.
We saw a lot of Mason Greenwood jersey in the stand. Your very interesting start to the season also contributed to that list of kids with Greenwood jersey. How much does it mean to you? And was your relationship with the fans like this season?
I feel it's been a very good relationship. And
Asterisk, I think it was a very good relationship that we have. Obviously, it's nice to see young people wearing jersey with your name on it. It's also important to play well to thank them. I think it's good to see that people were happy to have me here. To see when people who shout my name. It's really an incredible feeling. So we read it, we don't know if it's true. You will be to tell us, but there is a desire on your part. All I don't know, it is the Jamaican selection that would like you to play for them. What is true, what is wrong? Please. Yes, it's true that we talk a little bit about the discussion, but I haven't made a final decision about on the subject.
Let me say something. People, I see a lot of people in the chat asking what is Greenwood situation, what is we're making excuses. We're not making excuses. You have to give the guy some time to make a decision. You get what I'm saying? It's not the same situation as Hutchinson. I already get from Hutchinson that he never really want to play for Jamaica. He never really want to commit for Jamaica. You get what I'm saying? Me and Nick have been doing the podcast for over a year now. I'm even tell us, yo, this is the deadline for Hutchinson. You get what I'm saying? Greenwood, I've been fighting off the field battle. You get what I'm saying? So it's a different situation. You have to give him some time, and don't forget, this is not no corner league ball we are talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, this player is gonna put the way all this player is gonna put this Jamaica team on a different level. You get what I'm saying? So we have to. This is like signing Kylian Mbappe. You get what I'm saying? It's crazy. we basically almost like we're signing Kylian Mbappe. The
Yeah.
guy, you get me? The amount of fight Greenwood get in a French league, and look what he is. He finished with 21 goals, one of the best players in the league. People, you see that he don't even make the team of the season. That for sure you say, yo. That alone show you say, yo, they're fighting the guy in the league. So give him some time and he come through. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. People, you know, we had the first segment of the show where we talk with Michael Seaton, the reggae boy player currently playing, you know, just finish up his season. He's a free agent now. You know, looking for a club, as he said. He break it here that a MLS club is interested, you know, but he's waiting to see, you know, further option. I know there's going to be more clubs coming in for him. You know, Daniel will keep us posted as well what is going on with Michael Seaton. You know, I think you want to run back the clip that one of the goals that Michael Seaton scored, you know, for his team this season.
Bringt ihn noch rein, richtig stark, Weinauer. Seaton! Von wegen auf dem Platz kann man keinen feinen Fußball spielen. Gibt's den ersten RWE-Abschluss. Hairola und dann Seaton! Per Fallrückzieher! Ist Herford hier zurück im Leben? Also wenn Sie heute Abend noch was vorhaben, verschieben Sie das. Und noch gut 1,5 Stunden nach hinten. Das wird noch ein sehr illustrer Abend im Steigerwaldstadion. Der erste Erfurter Abschluss ist ein Fallrückzieher von Seaton. Und der sitzt. Da wirst du ja völlig irre. In welche Etage springt der denn? Mit beiden Beinen gleichzeitig ab. Also artistischer geht's ja gar nicht. Was für eine Megabude von Michael Seaton.
So people, that's it, you know. The game is going close to the end of first half in the JPL. Yeah, between Mount Pleasant and Mount Pleasant scored. Whoa.
Put him out, please.
Franco Celestine, the 16-year-old from 80, scored. Yeah. Wow, scored in the 38th minute. Now it's going into the fifth added time in the first half. So Mount Pleasant is 2 up on aggregate. Wow, that's big news. So people, you know, I'm going over, you know, Sportsmax to watch the JPL game. You don't know. We are 2-2 red and black. So we are enjoying the game, yeah. We are waiting for one of them semi-final. Like, final we are going to still in the people. We are beat Ruder Speed. You know. When the last season, it now got again. In beat in that semi-final, so we are come back for victory. So we're going to make sure say we sit, cock up a foot, and watch some, you know, wipe on a cock up foot thing there.
No, Didi.
wipe on that. You know, we're going to sit and make sure that we watch, you know, the game on TV and go and drink 2 Red Stripe beer. I understand? And make sure that did OKC wipe out Denver?
Yes, they blow them out.
Shit.
Blow them out. Blow.
You know, me have some bet on the line there, you know. I know I capture about Bills are up on that game there, you know, with Jokic and
but hear this. The 4 teams that left back. Knicks, the New York Knicks, the Pacers, the Timberwolves, and the OKC. I think the only team that have won a championship I don't think none of those teams have won a championship in the last 20 years.
Yeah. If Knicks, what, 2020 was the last? 2000 after them was the last time they went to a final? Knicks.
Yeah, but they haven't won it. You haven't won the championship.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm rooting for Anthony Edwards, you know, the Timberwolves. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't care which team win it. Once the Boston Celtics don't win nothing, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. You see what I'm saying?
Daniel, hear me I say. Just tune in on Sportsmax and watch Franco Celestine. The man now play like a 16-year-old brother. Me don't know where Mount Pleasant get that Asian from. Yeah. Very good, brother. Very technical, gifted player. I think he's better than, you know, their youngster that came through the ranks. 80.
80?
Yeah.
You think
you know.
You think we can? You think we can snap him up? Jamaica?
Yo, the man them have one of the best young winger, and currently, all right. You know, look at this. You know, so Jamaica have midfield problem, right?
Yeah.
You know who are the best number 6 in the league? A Brazilian and an Asian player.
Question: can those players play for represent Jamaica, or they have to stay in the country for a period of time?
Lucas Leiva did it for around 2 seasons now, and you know the Asian player, you know, he's just signed in January, gone. So I don't know, but I'm just saying though, the 2 best number 6 in the league are overseas players.
Nitro 69 say 5 years.
5 years. I don't know, man, but that's too long for them. You know, but it's crazy though. The 2 best number 6 in the league are Lucas Lima and now Thomas. Yeah, I think his name is, remember his first name, but that's crazy. We have no midfielders. We don't produce midfielders, bro. No produce midfielder. But people, look, you know, let's help everybody. You know, thanks for passing through again as it's a Nick Cannon podcast. You know, hopefully we can bring you some more beautiful coverage next week coming up, as you know, everything will come to an end. Hopefully by the week coming to an end, we'll get some squad announcement, and you know, we can report on that as well with the Nick and Dan podcast. So people, bless up on yourself. Thanks for watching. This is Nick Medios and Daniel Football Show. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Manners and respect, people. Out.